Hey, today I got an exciting video, 6 comments that I wanted to reflect on with you as a group. I chose not to make an entire video on these questions, but these are golden. And if you're watching my content and not reading the comments, you're missing out. There's gold in there, really gold. People disagree with me, people agree with me, people talk about how they retired early based on certain tools and things that I may have suggested. Got to read the comments, okay? Read the comments as you're listening along or afterwards, okay? So let's get into it. Here are 6 of them that I found. And what I typically do if I find an interesting one, I just do a screenshot on it because I might not be, at my computer. So let's get into it. Here's the first one. First one. Okay, excellent. Hey, Joe, I've been watching you for a few months now. I was terrified to retire and learn from your experience the process of becoming comfortable making the decision. I'm happy to share that your information led me to compare my numerous Excel files with a Boldin plan and my wealth advisor's plan. So Excel file, spreadsheets, Boldin, certified financial planner. And I'm officially retiring on my 64th birthday and have 53 days left. You inspired me to quadruple check my math to gain confidence in this difficult decision. I'm a CPA and overanalyze everything. Really appreciate your videos. You demand. Hey, folks, this is a CPA, okay, that needed confidence. We're not all CPAs. We're not all that technical, but the decision to retire is a big one. And most people take it lightheartedly, maybe make a spreadsheet, maybe just document things on a piece of paper. And then they get a little nervous. What if I'm wrong? And work one more year just to move that goalpost a little bit, to be a little more confident in retiring. And you cost a year of your epic retirement. Happens all the time. I wanted to mention this CPA because, hey, if a CPA needs to have confidence built in his plan, his or her plan, maybe you do too. Okay. Number 2, hey, Joe, I'm getting ready for my retirement plan, but with defining wealth. That's one of the $300 plan reviews links that I got below. And today I uploaded my plan into Grok and ChatGPT. Grok seemed to be a little more pessimistic about my plan and suggested a few changes that I can make. I then uploaded into ChatGPT and it said I should spend more money or retire even sooner. Both AIs gave great suggestions to further improve my plan. Thanks for the suggestion of loading into AI. AI, you can take a Boldin PDF. So when you complete your Boldin plan, you can download that as a PDF. Very simple to do, simple click, and then upload that into your AI of choice, like ChatGPT, and it'll say, here's 5 improvements you can make. One of them for this individual, he actually sent me an email, was his medical plan was entered wrong. It didn't, I didn't go into detail on what that was, but he said he had an error under his medical, and he fixed that. Another thing he didn't have in his plan is any of his giving. He gives a lot to his church, and he didn't put that inside of his plan. So that was one of the details that ChatGPT said, hey, here are several things other people have in their plan. You didn't have anything on giving. He goes, oh my gosh, I forgot that. Second set eyes, folks. That's the point there. Comment number 3. Hey, Joe, I need suggestion on how to psychologically start spending more money. I need to turn the spending faucet on. Will buying an annuity give me peace of mind to spend guilt-free? I get this a lot. It was an issue for me. The confidence to spend money. It was very good at saving money, and watching my nest egg grow is exciting. Spending down from it, folks, is going to be hard. 100% of the people I've talked to said it's hard. This person doesn't say how long they've been retired or anything like that. This is getting easier for me at 7 years. I had a really good year of spending last year, if you watch my videos. But my comment on buying annuity, yes, there are statistical studies that have been done, analysis that says, hey, if you have a fixed income stream like an annuity, like a pension, like Social Security, you will spend more money. Okay. That is one way to go. It works. Okay. Not the solution for everybody, but it does work. But I've also found that if you get a second set of eyes on your financial plan, okay, so you contact somebody at Defining Wealth or Donaldson Capital Management and do a $300 review of your plan. They go in and just say, hey, Joe, you're in good shape. That little pat on the back, that little stamp, that little sticker you get from them dramatically increases confidence to spend money. You add that with Boldin, where I, go into Boldin and said, Boldin says I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Defining Wealth or Donaldson Capital Management think I'm okay. Maybe you don't need to go the annuity route, but the annuity route does work. I think that's important. Confidence to spend. Nobody's talking about this, but me. Yeah, I've actually heard a couple people mention it, but I mention it 10 times for every one time I hear anybody else talk about it. And that's because I'm going through this retirement thing live on camera versus analyzing others. Most of the other content out there that you find on retirement is most of it's certified financial planners talking about retirement, not actual people retired. Anyway, okay, next comment. If you have a financial advisor, why do you need to buy Boldin? And my answer to that, great question. Great question. It's my money, and anyway, why do you need to buy Boldin? Imagine going into your certified financial planner cold. You just have a meeting with them on Tuesday and you walk in and say, what do you got for me? They explain how the assets have been doing. They talk to you about Social Security timing. They talk to you about, inflation, talk about Roth conversions, why those are important. They show some things on the screen for you, show that could be worth $100,000 to you. And then you walk out and say, man, I love having a certified financial planner looking at all aspects of my retirement, not just the investments, but all the legacy decisions, all your giving decisions, timing of Social Security, all your inputs. Okay. It's a big deal and can be really important. But imagine going in there cold. Okay. And option two, imagine going in there. If you bought Boldin, you researched timing of Social Security, you've looked at the different ages and Monte Carlo scores associated with taking it at 62, 67, 70. You look at how it interacts with your spending of go-go spending and your one-time spending. Then you've gone into the Roth Explorer and looked at optimizing taxes. You've gone in to look at IRMA. IRMA is your Medicare supplement premiums that are income-based, okay? And you've analyzed that and looked at what you think is the right timing for Social Security, the right Roth conversions, and you stress tested it against bad markets and good markets and average markets, all these things. And now you walk into your certified financial planner's office. The conversation totally changes. You make your certified financial planner work a lot harder because the basics, what I call basics, you've already got covered. You already understand basics very well. So the first 45 minutes of that hour-long sit-down you have with your certified financial planner go away, and you have to focus on deeper changes that you can make, deeper analysis maybe into your investments, into some of your choices, maybe some of the nuance factors of a retirement. It's not just the boilerplate standard, here's how you manage taxes, here's timing of Social Security, here's all your investments are doing. The conversation has to be different. For $140, is it worth it, $140 a year, to have that background already covered and solidified in your mind? Yeah. Way more than $140 is what people find. That's what I find. I'd buy it. Okay. Got two more comments. My doctor asked the question, you're never going to feel better than you are right now. How much is the best remaining year of your life worth to you? The best remaining years, I guess I should say. I realize it's worth more to me than to my employer, regardless of the rate of pay. I retired. Just a comment somebody made, hey, I'm 61 this year. It's my healthiest year. Every year, do you really want to have more money when you're 80 and 90 years old? Your healthiest year, your most active year, your mentally aware issues and sharpness, best years are right now. Trading those years for more money, just not worth it. And this guy's medical doctor said that to him. I thought that was interesting. Okay, this one's a good one. I saved the best for last. I talked to my certified financial planner, or talked to a financial planner, and I told him I wanted to set up a mock version of an account. I'll invest in what I've been investing in at Vanguard, and you invest into whatever funds you recommend. And after a few months, we can check the accounts to see how we're doing. If you can do much better than what I can do, I will transfer my money to you. He said he didn't want to help and recommended I just keep doing what I'm doing. At least he was honest. Okay, basically, this guy said, hey, financial planner, give me a portfolio. I'll compare that to my portfolio. We'll go forward 4 months and see who's better, and that person wins. You know what's wrong with that? No financial advisor in the country would accept this client. This client had several things wrong with this. Number one, you're looking at returns in the stock market over a 4-month period of time. Folks, that's insane. 5 years is on the short side of looking at returns. 5 years of the stock market. 10 years, you're starting to get a little bit better. Okay, so anybody that's looking at their returns over 4 months doesn't know what they're doing. Doesn't know what they're doing. This financial planner ran from this client. He wants no part of this client because this guy doesn't get it. I could go to Las Vegas and put $100,000 on, green on the roulette wheel, and I may win. Okay. And so I've doubled my money. Does that mean I'm a better investment? Well, it's quite a bit higher risk. So what risk are you taking to get that return? Big deal. When you go into retirement, things change. You're wanting growth or safety with growth. It's not all growth all the time like it was when I was 20, 30, and 40, and 50. It's safety with growth. So a certified financial planner is looking to put in that safety. Okay. I had another point. Let me think about it for a second. I'm humming to myself. So my points were: one, investments are long-term. Oh, I got it. Investments are long-term, and it's all about risk. And a certified financial planner, their investments is only a small part of what they're offering. They're offering, advice around when to take Social Security, advice around how to manage your taxes, how to manage your legacy, giving your kids, giving to a nonprofit. There's a whole gamut of things a financial advisor is offering, and one of the big ones is peace of mind. Peace of mind because you ran your plan by somebody else instead of having it in your head. You have somebody to bounce ideas off, somebody to talk to when the stock market's down by 30%, making sure you don't jump off a bridge. They remind you of history of bear markets, how long it's taken them to recover, and they have safety built in. So this guy, feels like, hey, I can pick a better plan than you. You're not worth the fee. And he's actually looking at it all wrong. Do you agree with me on that feedback for this individual? Let me know in the comments So there you go. Those are six. I think I covered all six. Yeah, six comments that I got. And I wanted to, get them out there and discuss it. And you let me know. Do you see these comments the same way I did, or not? If you did not, let me know in the comments. Get a great discussion going. It's Joe out.